That was as racist as I got. The rest of it was
I'm
just...
a little disappointed. I was hoping for more out of you.
It's very
I guess.
disrespectful.
Really?
I don't care. Maybe I don't know. I could see guys going yeah, and then women going like that.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a racism?
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
that's fun.
I'm not-
Maybe. So you were on stage at the same time.
Yeah. Have you ever done that?
Mason and I did it once, and it went so bad that we just stopped doing
Really? Why?
it. Well, I don't know. We realized we kind of had zero. It's like the podcast. It's just not much. We're just like gun shy and not good together in a way. We went on stage. So Halloween was on Monday.
Yeah.
They weren't going to do the open mic at Rudd's. And we said, hey, to the old runner, we said, Mason and I will host it. But can we do it still? If we host it, we'll organize everything. And she said, yeah. So we dual hosted. We did 10 minutes up top. It went so badly.
Wow.
Just 0 laughs. And I think it set up everyone for failure.
Her name like Dusty something?
Dusty Rhodes.
What happened to her?
I think the mic was kind of her baby that she'd been doing for a while.
Uh-huh.
And then the riot as the club just kind of took over.
Mm-hmm.
And she got phased out.
But like I don't see her like anywhere doing comedy stuff.
What's weird, sometimes like she'll do a spot at the Improv.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So she
doesn't do anything besides the mic, her mic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. God, that's I want to do the improv. You done the Punchline?
Mhm.
I want to do it.
Punchlines
I've heard that it's like the really high ceiling, so it's kind of hard to get a chuckle.
Yeah.
Not a chuckle, but like a rolling set kind of.
I find it's a huge room.
Yeah.
The stage is pretty big for one person. So I find when I'm up there, if I really try to commit
Animated.
and express, because you're like, oh, this is all I got. And I can't like risk being low energy and monotone.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of your, not style, but like that's where you find your comfort, right? That just kind of like straight down the barrel, boom, boom, you know, like act outs kind of close to the sleeve kind of, but that's kind of your style where you can get your laughs rolling like that.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think you can like commit in smaller ways, or like make your facial expressions
Okay.
a little bigger, or like enunciate a little clearer.
One of your jokes, like I was like scrolling through Instagram and then I popped up and I was like, oh, that was really funny. And then I seen you in the scene, and then like later I saw you do the joke and I was like, holy shit, that was the guy from my Instagram. Like,
What joke was it?
It was my dad's from Paris, Texas, and they have a
Different word for baguette or something. I forget the
yeah,
word.
and I mean, cause like didn't that clip had to have gotten a lot of views if it popped up on my deal.
Yeah, I wrote that in like second month of comedy,
That's
and it was just
great.
it sat in a notebook for a while, and I was like, it didn't even stand out that was maybe a joke,
Really?
and then I was like, because I don't know, I'm like,
Out of your videos, you think that one's popped off the most, or you think the You Look Likes and
oh, You Look Likes by far.
yeah, but like out of material, like, cause Mason posts so many videos and it's just his material, and I'm like, damn, he has so much material.
He does. We think of jokes so much differently, where I think his style is a lot of like, there are jokes in his thing, but it's just him talking.
Yeah.
And I think it's
With the right pauses.
him talking and always like not being too far away from a laugh. But that comes very naturally to him.
Yeah.
And that style, I feel like,
It's really floaty.
it's very successful. It's
like-
just constant.
Yeah.
They're always laughing. Just spoon feeding them.
Yeah, he's like figured out the algorithm too. Like he posts a lot and it's funny, but like also if you live in Houston and you like a comedy video, like a stand-up comedian doing whatever, like Mason's probably going to pop up in your feed. You know? Like I've had a couple people like, "Oh yeah, I did the riot." And they're like, "Oh, do you know a guy named Mason James?"
Jason Mames.
I'm like, "Yeah, he's on Instagram." I'm like, "He's everywhere." Like figured out the algorithm. I don't know.
Yeah, and we have like a similar camera setup. So we for a while we would film from the back of the room, our sets. But also his jokes are so naturally long that he can post like the first part of the joke and then next week the second part of the joke and then at some point the whole joke and then he like a couple months later just repeat that for every joke he has pretty much.
Damn.
So he has just dozens of clips he can choose from.
Everybody says the same thing. They're like, you gotta post more. You gotta post more. My last one was good, but I'm like,
You can burn material. I mean, it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
But like, I'm gonna run out. Like, I barely have 10.
I can post. I'm thinking about just posting my whole like previous 5 minutes and just fucking wiping it.
And
That whole,
I already
like-
posted my best one. Like,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like, now like I gotta live up to that, you know?
Yeah, just keep.
I don't
writing.
know how I feel about posting because my goal is like I post once a week and I've done that for I think a year. That's why you look like so helpful.
Yeah.
I can just do stuff. And then as far as material, like I do worry about if I get a following, it's not so much from my material. It's more from my you look like stuff.
Oh.
But maybe like so I'm doing like roast battle at the Punchline
Yeah.
and that's just from you look like stuff. But I go, do I want to be a roaster or do I want to do stand up? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, you could probably do both.
I
I'm sure
mean,
both.
it helps. I mean, even if they follow and they see one of your clips, it's still a follower.
I don't know how
It doesn't
anything works.
really like. Now, when it comes to like buying a ticket, I don't know if that translates because they know you from being mean.
Yeah, I don't know how any of it works.
What are we at?
Yeah. Coming up with new
What
stuff's
six?
hard too.
It's so hard. It's so hard. That's why I'm like, God damn, I can't post that many clips. Like, fuck. I
I'm
like
on,
gotta, I gotta write more, dude. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I
right.
have the exact opposite. I write too much, and then I can't use any of it.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll think about something and then I write 5 new lines, but I
Yeah.
don't remember all 5 of them.
Yeah.
And then I get frustrated at like I can't remember this stuff I wrote, and then the next day I write something else.
Yeah. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of like, all right, I'm going to try that joke. It bombs twice. I'm like, okay, I'm over that joke, but I have like 10 other ones that I probably should try, but I wrote something this morning. I kind of want to try that one now. And it doesn't, you're not getting anywhere unless that one does good.
And then I think just risking bombing for me. Sometimes I go like, it doesn't matter if I bomb. That's part of it. But then when I'm up on stage, I get very
Yeah, you want to do good. You want these people to give you love.
Yeah.
well. I heard it's like one of my friends is like very pro me trying stuff, and I'm like, it sucks to bomb though. And he's like, what sucks more is to do what you consider your A material and it just does okay.
Yeah.
That sucks more than bombing. Because you didn't try
Oh,
anything
yeah.
new, and you tried what you thought is your best stuff, and it was just okay.
Have your friends ever, I don't know, put like restrictions on you writing or like, trying new jokes out? Is that a thing that they
Have
do?
they ever like told you like we're not gonna book you unless you stop writing new bits every day?
Because that's something I'm going through.
Well, I think you got to have like a
All right. You're
like
getting
in your position, like year 1.
Yeah.
I probably had done like a few guest spots here and there,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'd hang out at the Riot, and Brian liked me, and he goes, "Hey, come, go after this guy." I'd be like, oh, and I'd do it.
Me?
But yeah, you have to have like, okay, if somebody asks you to do 5, you know what your 5 is going to be.
Yeah.
You have to have like, even if it's not great,
You have a
it's
rough
tight.
idea. Yeah.
and there's no like big lapses.
Yeah.
You're 5, you're 10, you're 15. I feel like you should at least like
Have
be
those,
ready
yeah.
to have those. And I think that kind of helps. But then it's also like you can just coast on a 5 or 10 for a while, and just not saying that it's good, but it like gets you a couple spots on shows, and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I'm just not gonna. It's hard to like. If I had to come up with a brand new 5 or 10, I don't know what I'd do. I feel like it'd be so hard.
Yeah, like if you had to.
Mm-hmm. And I go, why don't I do that? Sometimes I think, why don't I do that?
So I got a spot on a Wednesday show at the Riot, a little guest E5, and
Ooh.
it was right off of the start of the show.
Mhm.
Like Mike Craven went up, and then he's like, all right, you're next, me. And I went up there, bombed like my first line, crazy good, because I was just talking shit about Craven, about his last joke, you know, just doing one of those. And then I bombed for 5 minutes straight, got off the stage. People were like, thank God.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was disheveled. I wrote a new 5 that day or the next day or something like that. Next set, destroyed with that new 5.
Yeah. Well, it's not just all racist jokes, so that helps.
And it's also like trying new stuff. It's also like the patient. It's not just trying it once. It's trying it like 10 times.
Yeah.
And being willing to try
To
it 10
edit
times.
it. Like,
Do you like to record your sets?
yeah, everyone.
I probably don't listen
Not
to my
like-
sets enough.
Not like video,
I do the
but
same. I record it and then I don't listen to it enough, or then I forget.
It's painful to listen to your stuff too.
I do it between spots. So, like, if I'm driving to another spot, I'll toss it on. And then when I'm going home, toss on that set.
Me too.
That's just the easiest way to get it. And then I'll favorite the good ones just so I can listen back to, like, man, remember when I did that? That was insane.
Or like I'll sometimes just talk to myself in the car and think
Yeah.
of what else I might say.
Yeah. That's a lot of, like, I'm talking to myself all day. That's how I'll start off by rehearsing old bits, and then I'll get on a, like, ADHD tangent. Like, okay, this is, I like this about apples, the skin on them. Ooh, you know, and just go, just go on in a retard ramble through the forest.
Dude, I'll just talk about to myself about things that I know only I'm into. Like, I really like the UFC, but none of my friends like UFC, so I'll just be like walking around my apartment like, you know what, I think Max
They don't
Holloway's
know about
chances this
Francis
week.
Ngannou.
I think Holloway's got pretty good chances this week, honestly. Like, I'm just like talking to myself like a fucking crazy person.
I had some. Yeah, and I think one thing I hear from my friends a lot is like I try to instead of picking something that's funny and expounding on a funny thing, I like find a little thing and try to make it funny.
Okay, yeah.
And that's like harder to do.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to convince people something's funny instead of something just being funny. I think like talking about porn is like inherently funnier
Yeah.
than like my mom's cheap and this is why.
Yeah. It does seem like a harder, almost more fulfilling, like, to get the harder one to work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's also more work. And I think sometimes, like, Luis is like, you should go up with no plan. You should just be yourself. You should just have fun more.
Like, I enjoy crowd work, but I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, crowd work can be a real...
People say crowd work's like cheap, but it's like fucking crowd work's
Well, I don't like
fun.
the, like, oh, what do you do for work? But I like, if, like, halfway through a joke, I'm like, oh, my teeth are fucked up, blah, 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 and then someone says something or does, like, a little silly laugh, then I can go in on that. That's fun.
Yeah. I don't know.
Most of the time I talk to the crowd, I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I shouldn't talk to the crowd.
Y'all don't know this.
This is not good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been going for about an hour 13, so
What?
yeah.
Yeah, dude, we're holding you hostage.
No, it's good. I got time to kill.
We had a good time.
You got a
Connor-
spot
Connor
after
Carter.
this?
I got a spot at 7 in what's it called? It's called Two Mules.
2 meals.
Where's that?
It's in Spring.
Oh wow.
It's a bar in Spring. I'm doing 25.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Do you have a plan for it yet? Just kind of like a rough outline of your set.
Kind of, yeah. And then I go, well, maybe I'd like to try a couple new things and just see how well they go.
All right, dude, you're stepping on my nuts. Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
that's how I felt.
Wow.
Yeah, now you're
How
being
do you get most of your bookings? Like, people just reach out to you, or like they just DM you? Like, I don't know how comedy works.
I think
We've been doing it for a year.
I think I used to just show up and watch a lot.
Really?
I used
Yeah.
to just, if I was at the ride or not, I just show up. Because then I go, oh, maybe I help people seat, and Brian sees that and he likes that, or like I try to make myself valuable to the. There was a moment when Mason would show up and he'd like help seat. He started getting hosting spots and he'd help seat, and then you see like 5 comics start showing up helping seating everybody. So everyone's in seats and everyone's just kissing ass trying to get spots.
Yeah.
But then then it's top of mind, and then Brian might reach out and be like, hey, can you work the door for these shows? Then I'll give you a guest spot on the 11 o'clock show if you work the 7, 9, and 11. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. Or he's like, can you work the door for a spot and just like working for stage time basically?
Wow.
And then, or just going to shows, and then the show run, like Zod. Do y'all know Zod?
Yeah.
Zod, Victor, and Grady left
To go to New York, right?
They left at a time like a year or 2 into our career.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of opportunity all of a sudden. So that's when we got like Eighth Wonder.
Oh,
And,
yeah. I was going to ask, like, how was it different back then? I'm sure it was a lot different than it is now.
Probably less comics. Handful.
Probably less comics. The amount of mics that have changed is wild.
Yeah.
Because there used to be like a midnight mic at the Riot on like Fridays. There used to be a Liberty Station mic on Sunday. Dan Electro's in the Heights used to be a mic. There have been like a series of mics on Tuesdays and Thursdays that have come and gone.
Darwin's was like a thing.
Yeah.
Darwin's was a thing.
I hit that a couple times. It was hell every time.
Really?
We
Yeah.
like Darwin's, and we used to do Don't Tells out of. So Darwin's is connected to a building that's actually like 3 businesses.
Yeah.
It's Chatters, it's Darwin's, and then there's a poker room called Offsuit. And we did like 15 shows there.
Wow.
Because we knew the owner, and we would just leave chairs there. Like that's how.
How does it Don't Tell work? Because Don't Tell's like a big company, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but they don't.
They like-
correct me if I'm wrong, but like they give opportunities to some comics, and then they just book out certain venues, and then Don't Tell pays it out.
Okay.
So
like-
it's right.
Yeah. What do you mean by?
So we had Enrique Chacon run the True Anomaly one. We did a Don't Tell there about a month ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a
Wow,
more than
okay.
a month ago.
That's an interesting one because this isn't a secret. Enrique lives in Austin,
Yeah.
and usually Don't Tell they want their
The Houston.
local booker to
Yeah.
be local.
Yeah.
But he still does one like once a month, and they still do all right.
Yeah.
But when he left, then there was an opportunity because there was nobody local. So then Mason got it, and then he brought me on as well.
Didn't Jeff Joe do a couple
And then we
too?
brought
Yeah.
Jeff on because we're trying to expand outside of Houston because there's so much competition.
Inside.
Yeah, so we've done like Galveston, Katy. I think we're trying to work on like Enrique's done one in Bryan.
Damn.
Bryan, Texas. That's by like College Station.
Yeah.
So it's like we did the Sugarland Constellation Field, which is their minor league baseball stadium.
You did
Jeez.
the baseball field?
Not on it, but the clubhouse surrounding it.
Oh, that's still a lot of people.
It was great. It was
Damn.
really good.
Really? So
Well-
it's like outdoors and stuff?
Well, people
it
are
was
hungry
indoors.
out there
It was
too
a-
for it.
Exactly.
It's-
That's why.
That's insane.
Because like Galveston has been pretty good, and the owner is a former comic. We got pretty lucky. He knows like Youngblood and Zod and Rory Scovel for some reason.
Oh shit.
I love Rory Scovel.
He comes to the secret group sometimes.
Yeah. He's
Cool guy.
awesome. So funny.
I was a month in, and an audience. I was bombing my ass off, but one audience member was having a good time, and then they came up to me afterwards and was like, "You give off like real Rory Scovel vibes," and I didn't know who that was because there's only so many comics you can watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And then I watched it. I'm like, "This guy thinks I'm an asshole. This guy thinks I'm an idiot." And then I kept watching. I'm like, "This is actually kind of funny." Fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rory's very funny.
He's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
so wild. Who do you
That's-
think? Who's the best out of our class?
Just looking
you on
for
the-
self-affirmation. Don't answer that
you
nasty
on the
thing.
spot.
I'll answer off camera.
Yeah.
Who is your class, by the way?
Like me, Dave, Mike Ryan, Quadis, Trip Truman,
Drew Cab, I guess.
Ankar started a little before us.
Yeah.
Drew Cab, Mike Soto, Who else?
Quick, y'all got FIFA?
FIFA? No, I got college football.
That's not FIFA.
Yeah, of course.
You like?
You're a FIFA boy.
You're a FIFA guy.
I'm sober from FIFA several years, but I still have the muscle memory.
Oh shit! So it's like an addiction.
Dude, I'm in the middle of a video addiction right now. I got Call of Duty last night. I stayed up until 4 o'clock listening to 12-year-olds say slurs.
Connor, we do
It's-
need to get more vulnerable. Like, you haven't admitted to any crimes yet, and like every guest kind of does.
Jaywalking? Just say jaywalking.
Jaywalking?
Yeah.
I don't know.
stole a shirt in New York.
Oh shit!
Was it in the, like, I love New York shirts with the apple?
No, have you know the Soho district of New York? It's like the big shopping district.
Yeah.
There was a store called Uniqlo,
Oh, yeah.
and it's packed. I just walked in, and I saw a shirt I wanted,
And you're just
and I just walked out.
A
You
little
just took
klepto.
it?
Did it feel nice?
dude.
Yeah.
I stole like
I
Topo
walked out.
Chicos for like 3 years of my life. Like, it just was a serial Topo Chico stealer
From where?
from Kroger, because I would just check out all my things in self-checkout, and then I would just leave it in the cart and then just walk.
I used to steal hats.
It's a good one.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you'd go to, like, Academy or something, get a thing of water, put it in, put the hat underneath the water, boom. You
But,
walk out, because
like-
you're not going to ask to move the
So
water.
you like stealing a little bit? You like that? The little,
I used to do that a little bit. Like, there's the Whole Foods in Austin, which I believe is Whole Foods #1. It's like their
Flagship.
flagship.
Okay.
You just go into it's big. It's very diverse. They got like the do-it-yourself burritos, the pre-cooked foods, the burgers, the barbecue section. There's a juice land. You just grab your pre-made whatever, put a cookie on it, put a thing. You get your phone call. Hello? No?
Hello,
What do you mean?
IRS? Yes, mister.
Oh, I don't have my VIN. Let me go to my car. Let me go check my... And then you just leave.
Damn, dude.
That's wild.
Hundreds
Hundreds of meals?
of dollars, and it's Whole Foods. So that's,
Yeah, so
you
that's
know,
like 4
You're
times.
stealing from
probably like 10 to
Bezos,
20.
Wow, yeah.
though. Like, you're doing.
Bezos went to my elementary school.
What the
Wait,
fuck?
where's
ROE is the place to be.
where's your elementary school?
RESPECT. River Oaks Elementary School.
He went to River Oaks Elementary School.
Mm-hmm.
Though I don't know why you're staring at me. I
I didn't know Jeff Bezos was an H-Town guy.
Yeah, he visited the school one time. He went in like '01. He made a visit and he came in on a Segway.
In 01, nobody knew
Dude,
who
that's
the
a
fuck he
big
was.
thing.
I
for,
know,
like-
we were like,
Where are the wheels?
and then we sang a song for him.
Jeff Bezos wasn't even that.
Damn, dude.
He was just trying to sell books online.
What elementary school did you go
I
to?
went to Horn.
Horn? Okay, I know where
Horn.
Yeah.
dude.
I live by. My parents live by Horn.
Really?
They live on Vivian Street. If you know.
Oh,
where
that is.
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
we
yeah.
can edit that out.
No, that's okay. You won't. They're moving.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're not moving.
dude, so you like to steal, like I want to know, like, what are your vices? Like, I don't, like, you don't drink, you don't smoke.
Yeah, Mason and Luis are like, you got to get drunk on stage more.
No.
And I don't. I had a
no.
tequila yesterday. I didn't even like. I had just
Wait,
an open
why
mic.
would they say they don't like drink on stage?
Mason has a
everyone's
couple
I've
pops.
seen him with a beer.
Mason will go a couple drinks in sometime. But it's the idea of just having more fun.
Yeah.
I think I've seen Luis drink. Luis
Oh,
was-
yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen him on substances.
What they say,
okay.
just like they want me to let loose, and I don't know how to do that, and I don't feel like drinking helps me do
Yeah,
that.
I'm a little sober boy. I'm a little.
Okay, so
I'm
you
not even so. I like.
Well,
the
I am. And
steals.
John's always like, "Oh, you got it. I want to see you with a beer on stage."
dude,
I'm like,
I've always wanted to see, like, just drink one beer, see what happens.
"No, my life goes down. I'm on a riverboat in Kensington. Just
And
I'm down it.
Yeah,
If I start
respect that.
drinking, it's not a good thing for anybody."
I respect that. I respect that.
I don't. But listen, are you like Are you like sober?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that's interesting. A lot of newer comics are like so. Were you like a former user?
No. Just alcohol. Like I would drink by myself and get sad as shit.
Okay.
So I wasn't like stripping copper piping. That's not
In
my
high
MO.
school, he was like a huge pothead.
Yes.
Huge.
Very.
Well, there's some guys who are like, I used to live there, and it's just like a recycle bin in a cement park.
Yeah, Ostiker the Grouch was my neighbor. That's
Yeah.
No, that wasn't me. I was just kind of like, I'd go and buy like a fifth of vodka, and then I would sit in my room playing video games and get annihilated.
Yeah.
Insane.
Or Jaeger. Jaeger was my go-to.
I
Ooh.
get that. I've never the taste of alcohol always limited my ability to consume.
I never liked it. I was just a sad boy.
Even my sadness was like, I'm sad, but this is bad.
This is horrible.
This
Yeah.
is still bad.
Yeah. It was a lot of weed for me. A lot of weed.
Lot
That's
of weed.
what. Like even now, I'll take like a squirrel toke, and I don't know. I just walk around outside.
Yeah.
I can't be inside anymore doing nothing.
I'm a very paranoid. I get very paranoid on weed.
Yeah, it's rough. I'm just like, I think back in my head, and I'm like, God, I said that thing to that one person. They hate me. God, everybody hates me.
Yeah, I think that a lot. What's your advice, John?
Fucking
Pussy.
Dude, what isn't my vice?
Pussy?
Oh yeah, everything, dude. Everything.
The
Like I've dude, I started like gambling a lot this week. I be drinking too much sometimes. I kind of got that more under control. And then I will smoke like if I have weed here, I can't have weed around because I'll just smoke all of it and then I'll hate myself. And like I can't do it. And I'm like, why did I do this? And then yeah.
Harley's looking at you
Yeah.
like, I know what you did.
Women are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Gambling is fun.
You ever go to the right and you're like, ooh, there's some hotties.
Yeah.
Sometimes mid-set, it's like, shit, I can't look at you guys.
Yeah.
I can't, front row, come on, what are
Have
you
you ever
doing to me?
done the Angleton show, Chad's Dirty South? You know what I'm talking about? You done that one? The most beautiful women I've ever seen at a show, Angleton, Texas, of all places, and they were right in the front row, and I was like, I'm going to bomb so bad. And I did my chlamydia joke, and then she said something, and then I got her back because I forgot what I said, but I basically said she had the clap, and it was good. It was good.
Do you have chlamydia?
No.
Okay.
No, dude, and I have a joke
You're about
about
to start
that.
scooting over. Just
I started
cool.
doing that joke where it's like, oh, the first time you have sex with a girl, she's like, put on a condom, then we'll hang out the next day. And she's like, oh, well, I know you now. It's like, just because we got brunch doesn't mean I have less chlamydia.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do that joke, and like, I'd be like seeing a girl, and then she'd see it, and then she'd be like, do you really have chlamydia? I was like, fuck no. Why would I make it? Why would I say that in my stand-up if I really had it? That's insane.
I mean, there's a lot of truth. I don't know about you, but there's a lot of truths in my set.
Well, there's not
well,
really,
now I'm just talking about insecurities.
not really much in mine. Like I didn't even play receiver in high school, dude.
Yeah, real piece of shit, you know. Like the porn thing for me, that's real.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll be in traffic.
Yeah. And
You ever pull over and just have a little sesh?
No.
What category are you getting into?
just anything.
Is there anything?
Well, actually, don't. No, that's.
He's a
actually
Rolling
not
Stone, whatever.
true.
Collects
I'm a
moss.
straight man, but just the classics.
Just the classics.
And I go, yeah, it's just a bad habit. That's something I've tried to do with comedy. Is I go like, what's really embarrassing stuff about me that I
Mhm.
don't want to talk
That's
about?
good. That's
And I
that's.
went, well, this thing's bad.
There might be something to that.
I mean, I'm doing it now. Like, I'm just talking about straight insecurities, and every time I get off stage, I'll do good, but I hate myself immediately. Just like, why are you telling people this? I don't know if you get that, but
I will say the football coach joke is true in the way that like old white men with southern accent, I'm terrified. I just shrivel up. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. How you doing? Oh, fuck.
Hey,
all
boy.
right. Yeah, dude, I don't like
I
it.
got a bird in math.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
all right.
I like.
Yes, Miss Donovan.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm like a boy again. I'm like, ah, shit. Look at this man.
I don't like the way you said that.
Look at this manly man.
Come here, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm 27. I still don't feel like I'm a man yet. I don't know when that happens.
You're 27. You're 27? I'm 28.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're just a bunch of young fellas. Having
Did you ever when were you like, I'm an adult now? It still hasn't happened for you?
Wow.
That's insane to me that people like
I live
our
with
age
my
have
parents.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah, I know people with kids.
It's insane to me.
Mason has a kid. I held his kid. one
You
time.
held his kid.
Yeah, I held his kid early. After funniest person in Houston last year, we went to his house. That day of the finals, we went to his house. And I held his kid. His kid was like probably less than a month old.
So you don't see his kid a lot.
No, neither does he. But I don't see it. But
Just start a nasty rumor. Yeah, Mason doesn't have custody.
sometimes Mason goes, I don't know how much of this I believe, because he said his wife watches the baby a lot. And he's like, well, that's because mothers and kids have a special bond.
Right.
She has to be around him to feed him life.
Uh-huh.
And I go, that feels like a very convenient way to fit your comedy schedule.
Yeah.
And I go, you could show face a
Nah,
little
it's what
more.
the baby needs. He needs for me to go up there and bomb.
I know. It's just, I feel like if I had a kid, I'd still do comedy, but I would certainly.
Back off a little, like foot off the gas kind of thing.
I don't know. Even I don't know. I'd probably just have a shorter fuse of like, I do bump in on a lot of things, and I go like, if I had to wait a long time for something, I'd go, all right, well, I just can't get up today.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have to
Yeah.
accept that.
Yeah, but I guess.
Do you remember the first bump you got?
Well, doesn't it
No.
trickles in? Because it's like you just, I know the guy I know the guy who runs this mic. He'll let me.
Yeah. I remember the first one I got, and it was a magical day.
When?
It was Pedro Deli was filling in for, what's his name?
The Skittles.
Yeah. And we're all in the green room in the box,
I
and
was there for this.
a couple people were ahead of us, and it's me and just a bunch of other open micers. And Pedro's like, all
Including
right, we're
me.
going to play a game. The next person's not here right now, so whoever makes me laugh, you get a bump, and you're going up next. And then he starts on me. I'm first. I'm like, I got some warm Skittles in my pocket. Just like off the top of my head. Next person, it's Trip. He's like, I like my women like I like my coffee, black and gone before the morning. I'm like, okay. Bomb. And the next person, bomb. Next person, bomb. And then he looks back at me. You just won a bump. I'm like, thank God.
Well, here I do feel bad about bumping,
No, you
Sometimes.
shouldn't.
but there was also those times for like a year or two where I'd stay out really late. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, as soon as I can bump, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because I can't be out till I'd stay out till like 2 sometimes.
Yeah.
I stay up till 2 all the time. It's rough. And
That's
dude,
just how it is, though. It's
I would try to bribe them. I'm like, do you want a drink? Do you want money? That's a
that's
Yeah.
a good
Loose change.
equalizer. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad that's.
I wouldn't
better.
feel bad about bumping at all. I mean, there's a couple places I can go.
I bumped earlier this week at Natsuo.
Yeah,
That felt nice.
we're in pretty tight with Leo Basello. Not to brag.
Yeah.
I showed up and he was like, "I'll put you up first."
Yeah.
And then I didn't do well at all, and he was like, "I'm really sorry for putting you up too early." And I said, "No, put me up. I just did bad."
We showed up in the same shirt that night. That was strange.
That was my only laugh of the whole set.
That was,
Me and Trip have 2 friends,
yeah.
or we're Trip's 2 friends.
Yeah.
We should have coordinated this better.
Yeah, David put on the fucking giraffe head at Natsuo,
Oh.
and he got in so much trouble.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
What happened?
You know that big giraffe head that they have in the background?
I think so.
It's just like a mascot head.
Oh.
And mid-set, I was like,
Bombing.
I was bombing, let's be honest. I'm just throwing out ideas in my head, and I'm like, I'm putting this on. Put it on. Not a single laugh.
It was like It was like
Even
a art,
worse of a bomb.
It was
but
like
I couldn't see anybody.
It was like an art piece, and the owner was there, and he was like,
that's tough.
and he was like, you can't do that.
Can I show you a bomb I did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I was wearing.
For how many people?
What are you doing?
I did 10 in my underwear.
Oh.
I took 2 weeks off after that. I was like, this is a low.
Wait,
this is a
but
real.
when was that?
August 18th.
This year?
Oh my God.
What?
I go through spirals of like, God, I hate myself. I should quit.
Yeah, same.
And I was like, maybe if I just try something crazy. And I even texted Andrew, and I was like, if I do this, am I going to get banned? And he said, you're fine, as long as, just don't be naked. And then I go up, and they weren't hot, and it was awkward. And I looked like homeless. I looked like a homeless guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't good underwear. It was this guy's disturbed underwear.
That's, dude, you're like a crazy person.
I wanted to try something.
That's insane.
So that's why you're stealing all these T-shirts.
Yeah, I love free stuff.
Dude, that's what. Like, I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, that was like 3 years ago. I just started.
that was
Earlier.
That was like a couple months ago.
I took a 2-week break right after that. I'm like, God, I'm
That's
the worst.
Like that, you're like, that's like an old married couple. Like, stick something in my ass, dude. Anything. Like, I gotta feel something. Like,
Jeez, John.
that was a low. That was a low for me.
Yeah.
I did take. I was like, I need to step away from this. This is bad.
what? You're just getting like bored of doing the same shit.
Yeah, when you can't think of new stuff, it's just like you don't want to go up. That's how I feel. I'm like, I have nothing to try, and then it makes you not want to say. Then you perform your stuff you do say worse because you're not excited to say it.
I've learned so much just in this conversation,
And I don't know what to do because then it's like.
it's so true though. Like when you do stuff, and I see this with a lot of comics, where it's like they've been doing the same jokes, like as long as I've been doing it, but even longer than that, because I see their old stuff, and it's like, man, like get old after a while, like the same 5,
Yeah,
only
like
so much you can.
I think like every year I hopefully get a couple better jokes or like older jokes are better. But as far as like year over year change, I don't feel like I add a lot of minutes to my stuff. I feel like I replace worse minutes with my newer minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, so
That's
you get
kinda how
rid
I
of
feel.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
How much, like if you had to do, like, how much could you do, you think?
30 to 35.
What is that, like the longest you've done?
I think I did 27 once.
27.
Yeah.
It's in.
I get nervous going over like 12 because I don't do over 12 that much. So I have to think, and I don't like thinking when I'm on stage. I just like
Going through the
doing the
motions, just having
routine.
fun up
the
there.
more I have to think, the less fun I have.
Yeah, I any time more than 10, I'm like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like,
Yeah, it's like even 12.
I'm at the point where like I probably have enough material to fill 15, but once I get like to 9 minutes, I'm spiraling.
I'm
just-
very nervous. A
yeah.
lot.
Like I instantly start going into like just spasm mode where I'm just pacing the stage for no reason.
My thing is like I'll hit a time and then I'm scrambling so hard to think of stuff. It'll just be like non sequitur one-liners. And
Yeah.
you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah, that's not me.
I like
That's-
my coffee. What?
I
it
like
just-
my coffee black.
It doesn't make any sense. And then I go, anyways, my mom's at the end. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've said, Luis has this joke about Academy. Have you heard this Academy joke?
The Academy movie?
no,
No,
the
the store.
sports store.
Like back to school. Yeah.
So I gave him the punchline of that joke
Yeah.
about I got to get ready for school. Like I came up with that line. So there was a moment where I'm like, is this my bit or is this his bit?
Yeah.
And I think it's his bit because he thought of the idea.
Yeah. See, I don't know if you guys are like this, but me and John bounce jokes off each other all day.
Mhm.
Whoever's premise it is, the tags are free. Punchlines are free.
But I would say I would say that for a little bit if I couldn't think of something to say. I
Like
would
what?
say the Academy joke.
You would say
Oh,
it?
you just do it?
And then after a while, after like maybe a couple of weeks, I was like, I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna get in the habit of like
doing that one.
saying that.
Yeah.
I used to go up with my notes a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Just kind of put them on this stool and look at them every once in a while.
And then I remember I was really nervous about even practicing open mics without my notes because I'm like, what do I forget? And I go, well, you don't want to be on a show and have to look at your notes.
Yeah, it does. We had a guy yesterday looking at his notes through the whole thing, and he did 10 minutes. And I was like, maybe you could have, memorized a couple of them because I've heard these jokes from you before.
Yeah. My first show, there was a guy on the show. He had only practiced with his notes.
Yeah.
And during a set, I remember him turning around and going, fuck. And like having to look and then turn back. And I went, that's why I'm so glad I practiced.
Yeah.
I don't like looking at it. I don't like looking at I have it on my phone and then I'll just have it there and then I'll look down and then I'm like, this isn't doing anything for me. It takes me away from like I want to be there with them. I want to be there, and then when I look down, like I don't want to break that. It's almost like when you're having a conversation with somebody and you like keep like, yeah, like that's how it feels.
That makes sense.
And plus, it never helps me that much.
No.
Like it becomes like
it feels robotic at then.
It just like
But people like Mike Soto,
shoes,
Mike Shoes,
Crocs.
he does that thing where he'll like rifle through notes and it's funny as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen him go up? Like, it's insane. He'll just like, all right, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Yeah, I've seen him. I remember at Bad Astronaut. That's a big stage.
Yeah.
He fills it up.
So he'd go, thank you, and he'd get off, but then he'd have to go find his shoes. So he's still on stage.
And then he'll like just leave his notes scattered all
on the
over.
floor.
God, I had a friend in New York. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he would do like weird Andy Kaufman, like it wasn't an act. It was just like absurdist stuff. He would put on like a weird slideshow and just dance to it. And one time he made an Elvis sandwich. He brought an extension.
What is it?
An Elvis sandwich is like peanut butter, bananas, and honey.
Oh yeah.
And you go, all right,
that.
folks,
Great.
tonight we're gonna do it. And then he left like with honey all over the stage. and he gets off and he's still unplugging all the equipment. And everyone just went, what the fuck? And had to deal with his stickiness the rest of the open mic.
Deal with his
Dude,
stickiness.
so
That's a title to a memoir.
You could get banned for that, dude.
It was bad.
Some guy like pissed himself at Secret Group and got banned.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Should I say his name on here?
It doesn't matter. He doesn't listen.
The guy who runs the mic in Sugarland,
Okay.
Jeff
Marcus?
Marcus.
Oh, okay.
Marcius.
He asked me to do a show.
Ah.
He pissed his pants on stage?
Yeah, at Secret Group for a bit.
That's
Oh.
He got banned for it
That makes sense.
because it was like we had to clean up your piss. Dude.
Yeah, of course you're getting banned. You
Like-
pissed the stage.
Like
And Mike Soto's taking his shoes off on that same stage.
yeah,
They don't clean that stage.
Ew.
Yeah,
Dang.
that's
Damn.
rough.
Dude, the Secret Group attracts such a wild set of characters. Like last night we had arguably one of the wildest people. He was in a wheelchair, not
Not our friend.
not Tony. Some black guy with receiver gloves on.
I wasn't.
I
Didn't
think-
love that guy.
I think
I don't. His
Is-
name was like Worm or
is
something.
he a comic? He's a comic.
Kind of, I guess. I don't know. So when the show was going on, like Thursday Laughs, he came into the green room and he's like, "Hey, who's running this?" And I look at him. He's like, "Give me a spot." I'm like, I pointed at Mike, and he's like, "Give me a spot," and Mike's like, "No," and then they just had a staring contest for like a minute, like legit, like dead silence in the green room.
That's a lot of nerve, man.
In a wheelchair, and he was being pretty much an asshole the whole night.
Well,
He was weird.
Yeah.
oh wait, you were a part of this?
No, I was in the green room and he was there. I was getting a lot of. No one really roasts me about being Asian that much.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like really kind of hackier or
Yeah.
more obvious. And then him and like two people were just like, There's too many Asians in here.
I know the
And I
person.
went, all right.
When was this?
Last night.
Last night?
Yeah, it was
weird.
right
I'm
at the start of
Alright,
Back
there
of
we
the
go.
Bus.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you were there. You're on the
Yeah.
other couch. I was like, what was that?
So that guy, so you saw the whole thing, and the guy was just like, "Give me a spot."
Yeah.
He was
That
big.
other guy,
didn't
K Chang, was
And
fucking amazing.
Mike,
That guy is good.
Mike,
He's my San Francisco connect.
Yeah.
I helped him get on the show.
That was.
Mike doesn't give a fuck. Bro, he's like, you fucking, I don't care if you're in a wheelchair. Like,
That's basically what it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the guy asked like, "Hey, can you help me get up on stage when it's my turn?" And Mike's like, "No."
Wait, so he did give him this?
No, that was at the Back of the Bus.
Oh, he was on back of the bus.
Yeah, he got a bump.
he wasn't
Wha-
very nice.
No.
What the?
He had to get up, and he just went, you, and he just instructed them what to do. I'm like, what are you, butlers or something?
Jeez,
What are you doing?
It was a wild night. That whole night was insane.
That's okay. Wow.
Kay did well. It's good to hear that Kay did well.
Yeah.
I want to know, what's your real name? Why is it a letter?
Oh, he said it on stage.
Kumail.
Maybe I don't remember.
I was just kidding.
No, it was something like harder to pronounce, so I don't remember it. I'm gonna be honest. It would if it was Kevin, he should have just kept it as Kevin. That's
Kevin Chang.
yeah,
K Chang.
Chang. Yeah,
Okay.
But is
Good
he
guy.
very like Asian joke heavy?
not really. He was like very like in the like jokes would last like 2-3 minutes, and they had nothing to do about Asian stuff, nothing like that. He had like one anime joke, one football joke, kind of just well rounded. He was just very good. Like he had that crowd in his hands. Like everybody did pretty good except for one person that night, and he by far had the best set.
Mm.
Like I wouldn't suck his dick like this, but he did exceptional. Yeah.
All right.
Take it for
All
what it
right.
is.
Very good.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. What time do you have to leave for the spring thing?
I got to get ready at my place and leave around 7.
Oh, what time is
What
it?
time is it?
5:51.
5:50.
We have been filming for.
Yeah, it's been an hour
We
and
ha-
40. This is the longest one we've done.
Yeah, this is the longest one, Connor Carter.
Yeah.
And
You're our
we
first.
probably got 2 podcasts out of this.
Part 1, Part 2.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll figure it out.
You should bring JL on here, Jewish Lewis.
Jewish
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yes. JL.
Get Luis, get Mason eventually.
We're
Well,
getting
we're gonna
Harrison next week.
We're gonna trick Mason into it. I want to just show up, and then it's like, all right, here you go. You're doing this. And
How would we?
That's the only way I think I could get him.
How
to
would
do it.
we trick him in here? Like
Well, we would set it up somewhere else probably.
maybe we'd oh yeah, we got Elvis sandwiches upstairs.
Yeah.
Does he like Sammy's?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we can get
He
him
likes
in
food.
with some Sammy's.
What's the most number of mics you can connect to?
4.
Is there?
We have a even better one.
Yeah.
We have this
It's just
massive one.
Yeah.
The
big mixer.
soundboard?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
an $800 soundboard.
Yeah, this one's just easier because then I can go home and edit this pod.
Yeah.
How does this? Woo. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Hey,
All right, well, Choke City.
episode 19.
Like, subscribe, unsubscribe, then resubscribe. Helps the algorithm. Also, give a comment. Give a comment. Ooh, what should a silly comment be? What's your favorite type of sandwich? Leave it in the comments.
tell us what you think. What cartoon character John's hair?
My hair looks like. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
And
Johnny
then-
Bravo, Johnny Tess,
Mental health advice, and then
mental health advice.
Romania women.
Follow
tips, yeah.
follow Connor Carter.
Yeah.
They probably already will by now if they were listening.
Hey.
Do you just type in your name? Does it pop up?
Yeah, it's Connor R. Carter.
Okay,
So
they'll
it's
find you.
basically, it's a baby photo of me as a baby.
Yeah, I just
Hell
thought
yeah.
that was pretty funny.
Baby.
All right,
Oh
guys.
yeah, guys.
That's been Choke City.
Bye,
Thanks.
everyone.
I love you.